Maybe I should put some... Yeah, it really is quite clear. Hello the internet, Viperion here again with another exciting episode from my modded world. Now today we are going to muck around with the Botania mod as promised last time, as a zombie quietly burns in the distance. And I have everything ready in this nice present chest here. So this is everything we are going to be using today. We're going to be making these things right here. Get out my clipboard, mana tablet, rod of the seas, some nightshades and an exoflame, an assembly halo and a sojourner's sash. And then if we get time, we may in fact make some more, make some armor as well. That guy's taking a long time to die. I wonder if he's a special mob. Oh, he did. Or did he get in the water? No, he did. Good, good. Oh no, here he comes. Yeah, he's a special guy, alright. There we go. I didn't quite see what he was, but what did he drop? Tinker's Alloy Ingot. I have no idea what that is. Alrighty, so as you may have seen from my intro there, I have made myself a clipboard, which is a handy dandy little thing out of Bibliocraft. We'll just throw those in there and they can disappear into our system. So we can use the clipboard and you can tick things off or you can cross them off and you can write on this and save it, and it's all very good. Now off camera I have made this thing, which we'll get to in a second. I've made a whole bunch more endoflames here. I have been making some living stone because we're going to need that for our runes that we're going to make. And I've enderman. We have of course been harvesting some flowers. So with these endoflames I've been throwing coal blocks at them, and as you can see my mana pool is now nearly full. If we go onto this and right click on that, you can see how much is on there. That is a lot of mana. It's more mana than we're probably going to use in this entire series, but we'll keep feeding it just in case. So we'll throw all of these endoflames, oops, pick that one back up. We'll throw them all some coal blocks to eat. Oops, that's not going to pick that up. Do that, and that, and that, and that, and you can see the mana spreader is just going nuts with all the coal that's coming out of there. And you can just about, that's not what I wanted, you can just about see the mana pool filling up through here. So by the end of this episode the mana pool might even be completely full, which would be cool. I also made this, the Fallen Canard, or Canade, or whatever it is. Now within a certain radius it gives you regeneration. You can see on the right hand side of the screen there it says regeneration 3. Unfortunately it has a range of about 2 blocks, so past about here the regeneration runs out. So it's kind of useful, kind of not useful. I was hoping it had more range than that so I get regeneration at my house, but not quite so much. But it's vaguely useful, it's quite cool. Okay, so the first thing we're going to make, and clean up the dog's mess here. The first thing we're going to make is a mana tablet. Now what a mana tablet is for, it requires these pieces here. A mana tablet is a portable store of mana, so much like a mana pool, it holds mana, but unlike a mana pool you can take it around with you. So the first thing that you need for a... what's it doing? That was a very large lag spike. The first thing you need for a mana tablet is a mana pearl. Now a mana pearl is simply an ender pearl thrown into here like that, and then you get my crafting grid out here. You simply put the mana pearl in the middle, you surround it with living rock, and there you get your mana tablet. Now obviously that doesn't have any mana in it at the moment. The way that you charge these things is you throw them into a mana pool, and if I hover over this with the wand, you can see it is accepting mana from items. If I right click with the wand, no, shift and right click, there we go, sparing mana to items. So now if I throw this in there, you'll see a little effect. If I throw this, yep, wait, what? And that is, or it should be at least, accepting mana from, oh, I've put that on the altar. Give me that back. There we go. Let's try that again. If you throw that on the pool and get out of the way, you see the mana pool's going down there, and that's because the mana tablet is accepting mana from it. So I'm just going to wait until there's a bit more mana drained out of this. And I'll pick it up again, and you'll see there the bar under the mana tablet that it's about 2/3 full. So we might as well fill this whole thing up. I'm not quite sure how long it'll take. It shouldn't take too much longer. Here we go. Good enough for me. So now we have a mana tablet full of mana. What does that do? Currently, that doesn't do a lot. But we will keep that in mind, because it is going to be useful later on. So now we can tick that off. Now the next thing I'm going to make is a Rod of the Seas. So if we go back to our chest here, this is the ingredients for Rod of the Seas here. It is a water bottle, a living twig, which is a living wood twig, which is just 2 living wood blocks, and a rune of water. Now I had a rune of water left over already when I made the runes last time. I was making the runes to make the jaded amaranthus, this little flower right here. And when you make the runes of water, you actually get 3 for every one you put in. So I had an extra one. So again, if I go to my crafting grid and I just go water, twig, rune, you get the Rod of the Seas. Now, if I were to not have that mana tablet on me, I'm pretty sure if I put it in here, then I can't see it. This Rod of the Seas doesn't do anything because it has no mana source. Like that, okay? However, if you have a source of mana on you somewhere and you right click, you get water. And you can get this. As long as you continue to have water, you will continue to do that. Very handy sort of thing. Now I'm just going to use the coal blocks to get rid of that. Get rid of those because I really don't want water all over my garden like this. Dunk, 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 and where's the other one there? Oh, I've created an infinite water source. I didn't even mean to. There we go. That's got rid of it all. So that's quite a handy thing to have. I have essentially, because the mana tablet holds quite a bit of mana, if you look at that you see that it's hardly used any of that at all. I have essentially infinite water now. And I'll leave those ones there. Grab that. And that among other things, that's very useful for this, because now I don't need this water pool here. Whenever I use a seed in here, I can just right click with this and fill it back up again, and you'll see me do that right now, because the next thing we're going to make, we'll tick that off our list. So we'll go Rod of the Seas, nightshades, and an exoflame. Now the nightshades are easy, they're one of the basic flowers. And so you can see here I've got these here. So it just requires 2 black petals, a purple petal, a grey petal, and a seed. And so we'll clear some space on our bar here. Don't need those, don't need those. Hopefully we won't need the bow, and we won't need the crafting table for this. So if we go 2, 3, 4, 5 into here, and then we go and I'll put the Rod of the Seas in here because we're going to need to refill. And we will need an empty hand as well. We'll make that our empty hand. Okay, so if I go grey, purple, black, black, seed, I get a nightshade. Now I can refill the Petal Apothecary with that, and one of the things you have with this is if you if you just right click, within 20 seconds of making a recipe, if you have the ingredients in your inventory, it will create that, and you just need to throw the seeds in and you'll get another one. So I'm just going to go ahead, oops, missed. I'm just going to go ahead and create all of these. So do that, right click, and seeds, water, right click, oops, and if I shift right click it'll take one out. Seeds, water, right click, seeds, water, right click, seeds, water, right click, seeds, and water just to fill it up. Now I'll put that water away there, so again I'll just do that and get my pick back. I've also upgraded my pick, you may have noticed, to alumite, which is an alloy you get in the Tinker's construct. It's a mixture of obsidian and iron and something else that eludes me for the moment. But alumite is something you can use to mine ardite, which is one of the ores you'll find in the nether. Now I'm just going to sleep here. As soon as it gets to there I can sleep. Nope, wrong, incorrect. There we go. Sleep through the night. So we have there 8 nightshades. Now, as you might remember from our first episode, a nightshade will generate mana anytime it's dark. Basically anytime at night or if it's underneath. And the other thing we're going to make, so we can tick off, oops, pick those up, thank you. The other thing we can tick off now is nightshades. We're going to make the Exoflame. Now the Exoflame is something that takes mana from a nearby source and it powers furnaces in a nearby vicinity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and dig out a little hole just under my floor here, a little bit higher than my storage room you can see down there, and I'm going to put some furnaces along this wall, and the Exoflame is going to power them. Now the Exoflame is quite a bit more complicated than the nightshades. If we have a look at the recipe here, so it's functional flora, Exoflame, you see there that it's light grey petal, a grey petal, red mana, red petal, a rune of summer and a rune of fire. Now again, I had the rune of fire from making the jaded amaranthus, but that's how you make that. That's mana steel. You just throw an iron ingot into the mana pool and you get mana steel, and nether wart, gunpowder and nether brick. So that's all fine. The rune of summer is a combination of a rune of air, a rune of earth, melon, slime ball and 2 sand. So if you can see in here, we've got the melon, the slime ball and 2 sand, and we need the rune of earth and the rune of air, which is what these are for here. And so I will clear my bar again, although I don't want them in the chest, I want them in here. And so we've got 3 iron ingots which we're going to turn into mana steel, carpet, feather and string. And we're going to use the runic altar. Now I haven't used the runic altar on camera before, so I'll show you how this works. The first thing we need to do is make mana steel, and we do that simply by dropping iron ingots into the mana pool like such. There we go. Now to use the runic altar, the first thing I need to do is bind the mana spreader to the runic altar, and I'm going to get my, also put my coal away, I'm going to get those endo flames going again, so they're generating a whole bunch of mana. Here is that, we'll put that in there. And so we'll throw these some coal. Like such. Now, to use the runic altar, you simply right click on it with the items that you want to put in. So we want 3 mana steel, a carpet, a feather and a string. This is for the rune of air. And then you right click with the wand of the forest and it starts pulling mana out of the mana spreader and making the rune. Now to finish the rune, what you need to do, you get a big lightning animation when this comes up. You see it's pulling quite a bit of mana out of the mana spreader. It shouldn't take too long. He said, hopefully. Last time I did this, it didn't take very long at all. There it is, you got your lightning animation there. So then you throw a piece of living rock onto the altar, hit it with the rune again, and you see there I now have 3 runes of air. So a very similar process with the, and so that goes to there, and those are spare. And again we have stone, mushroom, 3 iron, and I'm missing something in here. What do I need? Let's have a look. Let's read the book. So this is for the rune of earth. Block of coal. Right, okay. So we need 3 mana steel, mushroom, stone, and block of coal. So we'll turn this into the mana steel. Like that. And then we go mana steel, mana steel, mana steel, mushroom, stone, block of coal, hit it with the wand, and you can see there when I hover over it, you see that the rune symbol is there, so that tells you that you've got it right. Wait for that to finish. I need to retool that. Now if I have a look at the mana spreader here, you see it's actually still full of mana. That's from those Endoflames. Yep, so we're all good. There we go. I think. Yep, there it is. So we'll throw that on there. Hit that. And we have the 3 runes of earth. And they go, so one of them goes here, and one of them goes here. So now we have the melon, the slime ball, 2 sand, the rune of air, rune of earth, and that makes our rune of summer. So we'll put all those on the runic altar as well. Now this one might run us out of mana. We may need to throw some more coal on, but we'll see how we go. So we go rune of earth, rune of air, sand, sand, slime ball, and that. And then if we hover over here, there we go, starting to make the rune of summer. And we'll keep an eye on the mana spreader this time. I know it's still filling up, so we're all good. Now I believe this will only make 1 rune of summer. I don't think it will make 3, which is fine by us. We don't mind too much. While that's doing that, we'll grab the rest of the ingredients to actually make the Exoflame, which is the rune of fire, all of our mystic petals, and the seeds. And we're going to need that, but I don't think we're going to need anything else. And so we can pull these down. The red mana petals, as opposed to the mystical red petals, are just the mystical petals thrown into the mana pool. So 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, and the rune of summer. When it's done, I still have living rock. Yep, so I'll take my 1 piece of living rock that I'm going to need, put that here. We're done. Fantastic. Alright, so I throw that on there, hit it with the wand. I just picked it up, put that on there, hit it with the wand, and we get, yes, the 1 rune of summer. Alright, so now we need, go back to our petal apothecary, I keep saying that, and we have rune of summer, rune of fire, grey, light grey, red mana petals, and the seed. And then we get our Exoflame. Now we'll just refill that. Pick that up. The reason I am picking the poop up is because I have discovered you can make fertilizer with it. And you don't need bones, so I don't need to go skeleton hunting to make fertilizer here. Alrighty, so now we have our Exoflame. So what this will do is I can plonk this down on a piece of dirt, and it will take any mana that is from being generated by nearby flowers, and it will feed furnaces, and I'll show you how that works later. So I'm going to take a little break here while I excavate a piece underneath my house, and then I'll be right back. And we're back. Here I am under my house. This is my floor up here. I've got the nightshades set like this. You can't have them right next to each other or they don't work so well. So they just need to be in the dark to generate this, and as soon as I block this off, this will be completely dark in here. So I might actually fill this in just so we don't get mobs in here as well. I'm pretty sure this will work through that gap there, so that will be all fine. And I will fill this in as I go. So now that it's dark in there, those Exoflame and Nightshades will be generating mana. I'm just going to quickly, oops, that's not my sword. I'm going to go and sleep through the night because the night is dark and full of terrors, to quote someone reasonably famous. No, close, thank you. Have a quick sleep. Alrighty, so now under my house I have Nightshades that are continually generating mana, and I have an Exoflame. Now I don't know off the top of my head whether I need a mana spreader pointing at the Exoflame or whether it will pull mana directly from the Nightshades. So that'll be an interesting exercise. However, what I can demonstrate is this. So if I take this away, pull this down and place it here, and I'll do the same with this one. So the flowers are about here somewhere. So we'll take this and we'll place this one down here, and I'll take the coal out of this, and there's no coal in this one, and there's no coal in this one. Am I being visited? I think I'm being visited. We'll ignore him for now. If I grab something raw out of here, so what have we got that we can cook? Raw chicken. Okay, so we'll grab our chickens out of here. There is no fuel in any of these furnaces, but the Exoflame will not cook it. Ha! Houston, we have a problem. Alright, let me investigate that and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Having dug up my floor, I have discovered a few things. I had to raise the Exoflame one higher because when it says within a short distance, it really means that if it's down here, it won't actually pick up the furnaces even on my floor level. And the other thing is, if I use my wand here, you can see that the Nightshades are all completely full up, which means they're not actually transferring their mana to the Exoflame. So I need to put down a mana spreader here. Am I in bind mode? I am. So if I link that to this, I think that's how that works. There we go. Now I got it. So those are now linked. So the mana spreader will pull the mana from the Nightshades, as you can see here. They're now empty, and it will shoot it into this when it's needed. I can now replace, now I probably can't put a dirt block in there, but I can replace my floor at least. Oops, there we go. So we go floor, 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 and I can put my furnaces down in here. And I'll put that one where I just turn that way. Now, once again, there is no fire in here, but you can see it's cooking things just fine. So this isn't exactly a high speed, high output thing, but I have under my floor free furnace fuel forever, so I can chuck stuff into these furnaces and it will just cook, and I don't have to do any maintenance or anything like that. The Nightshades, because they are now completely in the dark, will just continue to make mana. The mana spreader will shoot that into the Exoflame as required, and I can cook things to my heart's content. Now the Exoflame is directly under this one, so I could put furnaces here and here. I'm reasonably sure it won't pick it up if I put it here. So let's pull that furnace out, put it on top here, try and cook that last chicken, and it doesn't work. Yep, that's right. So I'll move this out of the way, grab my dolly, move this chest out of the way here, so we'll just put this down here. This furnace will definitely work here, so if we put the chicken in, it'll start cooking. Yep. And it should work here as well. So we'll put it here, put the chicken in, and it should start cooking. Where'd my chicken go? That was weird. Alright, chicken in there, and yes, it does start cooking. Actually, I might as well cook that. So I could have up to 5 furnaces here, so I may well just do that and set them up. So there you go, free power. We'll put our dolly back in our utility pouch. Put that in there as well for now. And on our clipboard we can now tick off Exoflame. Yay! So the next thing, assembly halo. That is this stuff in here. Now the assembly halo is very cool. Now this needs to be mana steel again, so we'll just quickly duck outside and turn this into mana steel. I'll have to rebind that as well, so we'll put dunk, dunk, dunk. Just while we're here, we'll put the mana spreader back into the mana pool. There we go, so that's filling the mana pool up again. Gee, you're a busy fella. Oh, didn't get it. The other thing about the poop that I've noticed is if you don't pick it up, it disappears after a certain amount of time and the flowers grow, which is quite cool. We probably need a mana pearl rather than an ender pearl. Let's have a look here. So if we go to the mystical items, assembly halo, yes, it's a mana pearl, so we need to throw that ender pearl in there as well. Not a problem, we can do that. Just as it gets dark. I don't know why I keep getting stuck on that door. Here we go, mana pearl. Throw that in there. And just before we go for a sleep, we'll assemble this thing. So, mana pearl at the top, mana steel in the middle, around it, and that. The assembly halo. Now, again, the assembly halo uses a little bit of mana every time you activate it. However, as you can see, if I put my crafting kit away, so I'll put that back in my utility pouch. I'm like Batman. You have an assembly halo. So anytime you switch to it, doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing, you switch to it, and you get a crafting table, which you can click on and craft stuff. The other thing is you can, whatever you've just crafted, so let's say I wanted to make, can I make anything with what I've got in here? A coal block. Alright, so I have this coal, I have a coal block like that. If I right click on this, because it's the last recipe I used, that now becomes coal block. Now instead of going into the crafting grid, if I just put this down here, you see if I click on this, click or left, right click or left click, right click on that, it crafts it. It pulls the items out of your inventory and crafts that item. And you can see there that I now have not enough material, so I can't click that again. So I can just wander around, I can have the assembly halo, and I'm just going to go sleep. Have the assembly halo on my hotbar, and whenever I move to it, doesn't matter which way I'm facing, I always end up facing the crafting table, and you can set a number of recipes here. I think there's 12, there might be, yeah, that looks like 12 to me, or 11 recipes plus the crafting table. So it's a very handy little thing, and it uses a tiny little bit of mana, I think, every time you use it, but even then, that's so worth it. Hello Enderman, he looks angry. Why are you angry? So, we can tick off Assembly Halo. Now, the Sojourner Sash, I'm going to get the bits and pieces together for that, and then I will come back to you, because that takes quite a bit of doing, and I haven't got that in my handy dandy chest here. So I'll get all the pieces for that, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back. As it turns out, the recipe for the Sojourner Sash is 4 leather, rune of air, rune of earth, and 1 piece of mana steel. Now, we had just made runes of earth and air to make our rune of summer, so we had spares, which is good. So again, go to here and go dunk, 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 dunk. One of them, one of these, one of those. Sojourner Sash. Hold shift for more info. Equipable in the belt slot. So, okay, that's not really more info. So, where this goes, I'll just get off that. You go into your bauble slot here. You put this on your belt, like such. Yay, fireworks! Oop, inside fireworks, not so good. And as you can see, I am moving faster. This is not the only thing it does. The Sojourner Sash also lets you run up 1 block high steps without jumping. So I can just walk up this stuff now. This is so handy. It also has, or this is slightly harder to see, if you are on jump boost too. I didn't even notice that. You take less damage from falls. So that was only 1 heart from there. And you have jump boost, which I didn't even know about actually. So does that mean I can jump up too? You can too, and you can jump up too high. Fantastic. So that's a Sojourner Sash. So for only 1 mana steal, boy, I could get used to this. For only 1 mana steal and 2 runes, you get a whole lot of things. So as you can see, we're really getting into the actual bones of the Botania mod now. And so you're getting into some really useful things. The Rod of the Seas, the Sojourner Sash, the free generation of power here. Ooh, get up on this too. Have to be careful of that. So yeah, so that's Botania. We will probably leave Botania a bit for now, although the next thing I'm going to make is something called Mana Steel Armor. It is exactly what you think it is. In fact, I'm just going to go quickly and do that now. Although I'm going to have to go get some iron. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I've got some iron. I'm going to convert all of this into Mana Steel. I think you have to do it one at a time, but let's see here. If I just go... Oh nope, that works. Fantastic. So that used a little bit of mana, but again we'll shoot some more into here. So to make Mana Steel Armor, it's exactly the same as any other recipe. So you've got boots and hat and pants. Now the reason I am not making the chest plate, a couple of reasons. First of all, because I am currently wearing a steel chest plate, which is actually quite good. I had fought a zombie that dropped that, so that's quite good, so I'm not making that. The other thing is I have... I'm holding chicken, that's why you're interested. I have plans for my chest slot, which I am not going to go in here. So again, I'm just going to hide the mana tablet for a second. So if I go and put all this stuff on, aside from looking pretty snazzy... Hey, how you doing? So it has reasonable durability, it has pretty good protection. You can see there with the armor. Right, the Sojourner Sash uses mana. I was wondering why I couldn't walk up here anymore. That's because the mana tablet is gone, so I can't use mana for this, so that's all fine. If I were to, let's say, take some damage here, so I still have the jump boost, I noticed though. So if I was to fall down here, you can see here that the armor values in the bottom left corner are 177 and 241 and 209. And fall damage doesn't actually do anything to that. That's kind of disappointing. Okay, well, you're going to have to take my word for it then. Come on, get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. No, it's not going to get it. No, it won't. So, the Mana Steel Armor, the durability is pretty good. I think it's up there with iron. And if you have a source of mana on you, such as a mana tablet, so now I've got that, I can run up the slopes again. The durability actually gets healed by the mana that you are carrying. So this armor is essentially it'll never break. because the mana that I'm carrying will regenerate it. So that's that for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. You keep doing what you're doing, and next time we will get into a completely different mod. Until then, see you next time.